Well, let's get into the news now. And in our first story, President of the Northeast Regional House of Chiefs, Na Bohago Sheriga II, is asking President Akufo-Addo to retool the police and equip the Traditional Council to help address rising tribal tensions and land disputes in parts of the region. The region has witnessed renewed violence related to land and chieftaincy disputes in the Trepone and Yoyo districts, resulting in injury and destruction of property. The overlord of Mamprugu has been speaking at the commissioning of a new administration block for the Regional Coordinating Council. Ilyasu Tanko now reports.
Was in the region purposely to open a new office complex for the Regional Coordinating Council, arriving from the Upper East region to the usual tradition and pageantry that come with the visit of the head of state. The president and his entourage were led to the palace of the Mamprugu overlord. President Akufo-Addo, after being introduced to Nabaga Abdullahi Mahami Sheriga II, took a turn to announce the reason for his presence in the region and, in line with established protocols, asked for the king's permission to conduct his duties on the soil.
As you say, I'm coming with some good news. So that one by one, all the structures that we have to put in place to give meaning to the new region of the Northeast are progressing. I'm very happy to be here to come and commission it.
The king's senior-most elder, Mbawuni Tarana, who spoke on his behalf, expressed his extreme satisfaction with the performance of the president in the region and thanked him for his presence.
We started the process. The process comes to almost a completion, and you are coming to duly inform him that the process you initiated about 3 years ago has come to fruition and is about complete. So he's very happy to welcome you, Your Excellency and Your Emperor, to the palace.
From the palace, the president gave an interview on a local radio station, Nobia FM, before being led together with his team to the site for the main event. The newly constructed Northeast Regional Coordinating Council block, according to the officials, is valued at 17.6 million Ghana cedis. The building in the regional capital town, Nalirgo, has conference halls, meeting and storerooms and sanitation facilities, among others. Speaking after the commissioning, Mbatarana once again thanked the president for the gesture, seeing the projects being undertaken by the government have unprecedentedly impacted positively on the lives of the people in the region.
Since you assumed office as the president of this nation, and with the able support of your vice president, Dr. Alhaji Mahmoud Bawumia, Vice President of the Republic of Ghana, the Northeast region has had its fair share of the national cake.
However, the king reminded the president of several developmental challenges that needed equal attention. The king was particularly worried over the acute logistical and operational constraints of the defense and security services in the region, a worry constantly expressed by the overlord before the president. According to him, equipping the security services and the traditional council will help in addressing the rising insecurity occasioned by communal disputes and robberies in the region.
The security services are faced with logistical constraints, and I will therefore appeal to you to help them meet their needs in this area. Your Excellency, efforts are continuously being made to resolve the various chieftaincy disputes that come before our attention. However, the traditional area is handicapped as the traditional council is dilapidated, having been constructed in the colonial days. It cannot be used as a converging point for the meetings of the traditional authority in East Kenya State.
The regional minister, Yidana Zakari, who was also filled with happiness, however, said efforts were being made to maintain calm and order in the few troubled areas in the region.
I sincerely commend the youth for showing deference to the traditional authorities and heeding to their advice. I am also pleased to commend the leadership of the Konkomba Youth Association for their untiring efforts in maintaining peace in the Tripoli district. Excellency, myself and my colleague regional minister in Savannah region will soon receive a technical report from a committee we jointly constituted to look into the Lukula land dispute, the Yongbodian dispute. The report will serve as a useful document in our efforts towards resolving the age-long disputes over there.
The president, in a brief remark, said the purpose for the creation of the new regions was being fulfilled and assured that all the issues raised will be tackled.
To maintain the peace and security of the region. All of you have heard about these attacks of terrorists that are taking place close to us, especially in Burkina Faso. It's important that we all remain at maximum vigilance and that we take the slogan that has been coined by the Ministry of National Security, see something, say something. Let us all take it to heart and collaborate with the security officers to guarantee the peace and security and stability of our country.
From Nalirgu, Ilyasu Tanko, Joy News.
From the Northeast region, let's talk religion, and Vice President Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia is urging religious leaders to emulate the leadership qualities of the National Chief Imam, Sheikh Usman Nuhu Shaributu, by investing heavily in the education of the next generation. Dr. Bawumia believes education remains the surest way the continent can take charge of the next industrial revolution to transform the lives of its population. He was speaking at the commissioning of a mosque and school fully funded by the National Chief Imam at Joma in the Gan West municipality. Latif Idris has more.
The over 2,000 capacity mosque and Islamic school is just one of many other such philanthropic interventions undertaken by the National Chief Imam. Though he didn't have the benefit of receiving Western education, the Grand Mufti believes the least he can contribute and leave as a legacy as leader of the Muslim community in Ghana is to oversee to the creation of an educated and informed generation to help in the country's transformational agenda. The National Chief Imam Sheikh Usman Nuhu Shaributu continues to defy the challenges of his age and continues to impact on society. Today, he has commissioned an ultra-modern mosque here at Joma and also an Islamic center for the memorization of the Holy Quran and a secular education, construction of which is ongoing. Speaking at the commissioning, the Grand Mufti called on politicians and leaders across the continent of Africa to invest heavily in education.
Knowledge. It constructs and elevates a house. A house that did not have any foundation. For ignorance. It demolishes a house that has even built on foundation. Therefore, we must endeavor to educate young people. If you watch my left side, it is school that is being built. That is the destination of my life. The house of Allah, masjid, and a school for the upbringing of children.
Vice President Mahamudu Bawumia, who was full of praise for the National Chief Imam, rallied other religious leaders and the political class to emulate the exemplary leadership style of the man he calls Father.
His prolific and unstinting charitable works constantly humble me, and it has always been a pleasure to learn from him. His works, his charitable works, align perfectly with the principles of service to Allah, service to community, and service to country. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, the building of a school and the establishment of a mosque devoted to the glory of Allah is yet another resplendent and beautiful addition to an impressive array of beneficial projects commissioned and implemented by our venerated Chief Imam. I want to encourage all gathered here to learn from His Eminence, Sheikh Osman Nuhu Sharbatu, in doing our possible best to contribute to the development of our nation, Ghana.
The Zabarma Chief of Greater Accra Region, Chief Yahaya Yandu, commended the National Chief Imam and expressed optimism in the transformation of Ghana.
At first we see that anywhere they put mosques. But what Chief Imam has brought now shows that there's a future. Anywhere they put up a mosque, there's what we call school, that is makaranta. That is where there will be scholars to teach you what to do with the mosques. So I think it's a good step, and we all have to take it. This is where we call on the philanthropists to come on board. They should use their money to do certain things, so that we also, doing this, we one time get our own senior high schools. I'm not saying school, but schools. Then when we go there, we can also practice our religion.
Apart from the Sheikh Nuhu Sharabutu Islamic Center, the project also comes with the Sharabutu Basic School, which is still under construction. Meanwhile, enrollment for the Islamic Center is underway.
Well, let's talk health now, and dentists recommend 2 minutes as the average duration for brushing the teeth. However, findings from a research by the Kwame Nkrumah University School of Medicine and Dentistry are reporting lower times, lower figures. The research, published in the Ghana Dental Journal, has found 45% of SHS students take some 30 seconds to finish brushing their teeth. Love FM's Kwesi Debra speaks with the lead scientist, Dr. Joseph Abu-Sechi.
The caries, dental caries, is the hole that comes in the tooth, and then the periodontitis is the infection of the gum, and then the bone that is holding the teeth. Now it has been found out that the main culprit for these two diseases are what we call dental plaque, which is a soft, tenacious, covering, which is, full of microorganisms found on the surface of the teeth and also on the gum margin. So a proper cleaning of this dental plaque, it means you'll be free from most of the dental diseases. So we embarked on, a study to know the type of brush that people use, because it's not all the brushes that can remove this, deposits very well. So what type of brush do the people use, and then also how do they even brush their teeth so that they will be able to do what? To get rid of these dental plaque.
The scientist, led by Dr. Joseph Abu-Sechi, found that 47.5% brush twice daily and 52% of them brush only once. They again found that 45.90% brush for only 30 seconds, and those who brush for 1 to 2 minutes were 13%.
Which means the duration of brushing was also not good at all. Now looking at the method that is, there are so many methods that are used in cleaning these teeth, but the correct one, as it has been termed as the modified Bass method, we saw that a lot of people don't even know how to use it. So mostly what a number of them were using was what we call the horizontal method. And what is this horizontal method? The horizontal method is just, for example, this is the upper jaw. So you just put the brush there and then you just go in the horizontal direction like this. Okay? So a greater number of them were using this. All right, and then also we have that is the vertical method. So the vertical one is people, for example, just put their teeth together like this, and then vertically he put the teeth together, and vertically he goes this way. Okay, that is also another that people brush their teeth. That's the vertical method. But others also use what we call the circular method that they were using. So they also do circles around the teeth. They do circles around the teeth like that from one end to the other. But the actual method that we are supposed to be doing is what we call the terminology is just a bit difficult, but if you bring it to our level, I mean to the ordinary level, how he can use this method, it's a combination of using what? The circular and at the same time what we call the sweeping method. Okay, so you put the brush to an angle of about 90 degrees to where the gum meets the teeth, and then you movement is a circular movement like this, and then you end it with the sweeping to the end, to the tip of the tooth. So it's like a circular movement, 1, 2, 3, and at the same time that you are doing that circular movement, you exert a little pressure, and then you sweep it to the surface of the tooth, and then you do it that alongside all the surfaces. When you come to the upper jaw, you also put it the same angle. That is, if you look at the lower jaw, it's at this angle, but at the upper jaw is the same 90, but this one, sorry, this is at the same, but this one the tooth will be the bristles will be pointing to the top here. So the same thing, circular motion with a little pressure, and then you sweep to the end, to the occlusal surface or the chewing surface. Okay, and then you do that along all the surface of the teeth. Now, you should also remember that it is not only the outer surface that you are supposed to do what to clean. You also need to clean the inner surfaces. So the same thing, you have to do the inner, the circular, and then you brush. But when you get to the anterior region, that is the frontal part here, those methods are a bit difficult to use. So those areas, the vertical method is recommended. We recommend that adults you use a medium bristled toothbrush, and then use brush twice daily, and the duration should be a minimum of 2 minutes.
Reporting for Joy News, Kwesi Debra.
Now, Senior Vice President of the Ghana Institution of Surveyors, Alhaji Suleimana Mahama, is worried about the low number of professional surveyors in the country. He says this is inadequate and a drawback to government's plans to pay compensation to landowners when their lands are taken for developmental projects. Alhaji Mahama made the statement at a forum held in Wa to whip up the interest of students in tertiary institutions on becoming professional surveyors. Rafiq Salam now reports from Wa.
Senior Vice President of the Ghana Institution of Surveyors, Alhaji Suleiman Mahama, noted that juxtaposing the country's human population pegged around almost 32 million with professional members of the Ghana Institution of Surveyors who offers around a little over 2,600, the latter is nothing to write home about. He disclosed that the low number of professional surveyors in the country is deeply affecting the work of government, quasi-government institutions, and traditional authorities in paying timely compensation to the landowners.
When we do valuation, say land is compulsorily acquired, you are supposed to pay compensation within a very short period. Now, if we don't have enough valuers within the Land Valuation Division of the Lands Commission to do this, it delays the payment of the compensation and creates a lot of frustration. Look at the amount of road projects that government executes virtually every year. To take the access way, you have to pay compensation for properties that are in the rights of way. And in this particular case, it is very important for us to have adequate numbers. Even in land administration, now about 80% of the total land area in the country is owned by traditional land authorities. Yet most of them, very few have professionals who help them manage these lands.
The forum, held for the first time in Wa, afforded national executives and members of the Governing Council of the Ghana Institution of Surveyors to interact with members and also meet with students offering courses in land and construction management to whip up their interest in the courses. The students were drawn from the Simon Diodon Dombo University of Business and Integrated Development Studies and the Dr. Hillel Liman Technical University.
Well, it's a wrap for the news, but before we get into the news review, it was a busy weekend for exhibitors and patrons at the second clinic of the EcoBank Joy News Habitat Fair, with mouth-watering housing deals on offer amid heavy discounts and other special packages. Samuel Kojo Brace was there and now reports.
So it's been 3 days of exciting engagement here at the West Hills Mall. It's a place where the Joy News EcoBank Habitat Fair took place for the second clinic, preparing for the major event later this year. Now, clients have come in here and to find out how easy and quite affordable it is to get some of the things they thought were quite far from their reach. Let's try and get how the people who came here to exhibit have achieved or have come close to their expectations. So we are here at Sukasa. Let's find out from Daniel Kofi Uku Asari, who is their PRO. Chief, you've been here for 3 days.
Absolutely.
How has it been?
It's terrific. In fact, such an opportunity, it's unparalleled. When Joy FM and EcoBank are both thoughtful enough to put such a package together where interesting products such as we have can be brought and showcased to the public, then of course we have nothing to say but to say we are most grateful. The experience here, both from corporate standpoint and from customer point of view, has been very, very amazing. What we offer here at Sukasa is equally affordable housing project, right? And it's amazing. If I would like to take you through the product we have here in terms of the facility, in terms of the prices, you would know that we're really offering the public a real opportunity to own a home and not just saying affordable where people cannot really circumnavigate around the process to acquire a property for themselves.
So we are at the Draw Plus now. Let's find out from them, you know, how things have been for the past 3 days. Chief, what's your name, sir?
I'm John, please.
John what?
John Magbo. I'm marketing officer from Draw Plus Limited.
So today is the third day. How has things been for you?
Oh, it's been great. The turn-up has been very amazing. I think people are coming more this year than last year. So I think this organization is very, very great. So everybody that comes to buy anything from us would give you a 10% discount on anything you buy, any amount.
Why must people be part of the event?
Well, I think it's a very great initiative, and then it boosts up your market share as an organization. There are firms who also, when you come here, you meet other firms who cannot do things in line with what you do in your firm. So it helps make Ghana a better place.
Yeah, good to have you here.
Yes.
How did you hear about this fair?
I was actually traveling and I was listening to some radio, and the radio station Joy FM was promoting the fair, and I thought it was a very informative, interesting fair to come to, considering all the different businesses that will be around. Wanted to take advantage of it. So far, since I've came, I'm happy that I've, connected with some really great businesses regarding, habitat and home resources and supplies. Yeah.
How has the experience been for you at the fair?
It's been great. It's been great. I mean, I just came through. I had seen on Joy News about these doors, so I came here really to look at the doors and the security systems. So, so far it's been great. I mean, we already have a house in Aplaku, so we're building on it. So we're not really looking at purchasing a home. We already have a home.
I mean, any recommendations to make the fair better going forward?
Oh, well, no. I mean, I guess you could have more presenters, but otherwise it's great.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
So what's your name again? So let's speak to the big man himself, the man who is running the affairs when it comes to sales for the multimedia group, Maxwell Fuga, and find out his thought on the 3 days we've spent at the West Hills Mall. Chief, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
It's been 3 days at the West Hills Mall. Describe for us what the experience has been like for you as a salesperson.
Yeah, as organizers, I would say there's been 3 days of excitement, 3 days of business, 3 days of face-to-face interaction with clients, with potential clients, by ice beaters. And the feedback is that it's been good. Our exhibitors are excited, and as organizers, I mean, once the exhibitors are excited, we are happy that our exhibitors are excited, and the participants that we've also spoken to are all excited. People have made sales, people have purchases, people have made purchases as well, people have made contacts as well. So yeah, it's been 3 days of solid business engagement, solid face-to-face engagement with clients and potential clients, and we look forward to the main event, which is from 24th to 28th of August at the Accra International Conference Center.
It's been 3 days of wonderful engagement between property owners and potential client and all that you need in your home. It's been a fruitful engagement here at the West Hills Mall. We look forward to the main event at the Accra International Conference Center. We expect to have you there. Let's meet.